for the presentation that you made. And the first bit of unfinished business before we wrap up our symposium and head to the reception is to announce the winner of our poster competition. I hope everybody voted. Did you see those little vote boxes? Weren't those cute? You can be amazed at what you can buy for conferences these days. So here to make this announcement, I'd like to welcome Bob Marlay, the Deputy Director of DOE's Office of Climate Change Policy and Technology and Director of the U.S.-China Clean Energy Research Center. Dr. Marlay has been with DOE and its predecessor agency since 1974. He has held leadership positions in national security, energy programs, energy policy, science and technology policy, climate change, international affairs, and the planning and management of research and development programs. I think there's almost nothing he hasn't done. Thank you.
Forgot to mention that I'm also a C3E ambassador.
Oh, I did. Oh, that, see, they didn't put him.
That's my favorite.
There we go, that's it, there we go.
A rare breed known as a man as part of this wonderful program. So yeah, I could wear heels maybe. It's a pleasure to announce the poster board winner. I think it's kind of fitting, actually, that this is maybe at the end, because it reminds us of the purposes of C3E, which is to inspire talented young women to consider the field of energy, dive in, do good work, have it showcased, recognized, and have it recognized at a point in their career where it would actually make a difference and elevate them and scoot them along. So in that sense, I think all 12 of these posters are winners. I'm a scientist. I've read these things. And they're absolutely superb pieces of work. Maybe you're not all scientists and you don't appreciate maybe what metal oxides do for catalysts and things like that, but each one of these posters is master's degree or PhD level research. It's supervised by accomplished and distinguished faculty. This is serious work out here, even though you know, it's just on a poster board. So it's also the culmination of a narrowing process that took place over the summer. We had many, many applications, nominations for these 12 posters, and the C3E ambassadors met, and we pored over these things for 3 or 4 hours in the afternoon of one day to narrow it down to the 12. So what I would like to do is anoint all of the poster board participants as finalists in this competition, and I hope that you will use that word, C3E finalist, in a graduate research competition nationwide on your resume, and brag about it, because you deserve it. It's a great piece of work. Unfortunately, we only had one winner, and so it is narrowed, and I would like to welcome to the platform Carolyn Jenkins. She had poster number 10, which was labeled East Bay Buffers. And my kind of a short title on that is that this was a sophisticated, multi-purpose system for protecting low-lying urban infrastructure from sea level rise and sea surge. And it really is an enormous competition. Now, Carolyn, come up here, please, is that she graduated from the University of Virginia, I presume in a field that's related to architecture, because she's just now graduating from MIT's with a master's degree in architecture. And in between, which I think is valuable in the career progression, she worked for a while, and then she went to DC, and I think worked for an NGO for a while. So she comes back to MIT, you know, with a little bit of maturity and a little bit more seriousness, perhaps, with graduate studies, which you develop in your late 20s, and this is what she's accomplished, which is kind of the culmination of her research, and she is actually graduated and has her degree, I understand it.
That's right.
Okay, so congratulations, Carolyn. It's a great job. And I told her she did not have to give a speech, but she did want to say
Yes, I just want to say thank you to everyone for this honor and for inviting me to this really wonderful and very inspiring conference. So thank you all.
Thank you. Thank you. So we've already had our photo op. That was taken out there by the poster. So I think my last task is to invite Caroline McGregor, our hero, organizer of the C3E along with the MIT Energy Initiative. Caroline. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Bob. So maybe that was self-evident to you all, but Bob has been a true and tireless advocate for C3E, as well as for me personally at DOE, and I can only say that I'm very, very thankful. So here I am with closing remarks. I would love to be able to perfectly sum up all of the highlights, all of the most inspiring moments, but there were just too many of them. So I think instead I will look ahead. I propose to share 3 things that I believe illustrate the potential of the C3E initiative going forward. First is a story from Judy Dorsey. Many of you will remember Judy from last year when she was here as a winner of the 2012 C3E Award for Entrepreneurship. She gave very moving remarks on the stage about having started her engineering company to honor her late mother and to find solutions to seemingly intractable problems. Well, I heard from her again this past spring. Judy had gone back to Colorado and, inspired by everything here, decided that she wanted to invest her $10,000 cash award to, quote, pay it forward and build a Colorado C3E initiative to benefit other women in clean energy. Using the $10,000 as seed capital and using the Colorado Clean Energy Cluster as a home base, her startup initiative now has $25,000, and they're aiming to raise $100,000 for their initiative to support women in the Colorado clean energy workforce. C3E Colorado is due to have its official launch next month at the Net Zero Cities Conference in Fort Collins. And at that event, they will roll out their first program, which includes a $2,500 diversity scholarship for an undergraduate student at Colorado State University's Department of Mechanical Engineering, along with a few programs to promote professional networking and clean energy workforce development. It's really, really inspiring. Judy couldn't be here today. She's helping her son move into the dorms as he starts college. But Katie Huffner, if you want to raise your hand, is part of her C3E team out in Colorado, and I'm sure would be very happy to answer your questions at the reception. All right, so that's number 1. My second illustration of C3E potential starts with Hillary Staver. Now, many of you have probably met Hillary. Hillary had a poster here, and she asked some excellent, I think, questions. What you might not know is Hillary was a mentee of mine back in the day when she was just a college senior, and there was a DOE STEM mentoring program. I can't take any credit for how wonderful she is these days. She was going places long before I met her. But Hillary, I raise her now because she has volunteered to organize a C3E meetup. Now, the idea with C3E meetups is to recapture some of the excitement that we have here and recreate it in smaller group settings kind of throughout the year while we're waiting for the next symposium next September. So Hillary and a few others have scheduled a New York City meetup for November 15th. Emily Kirsch in the Bay Area has also put November 21st on the calendar. Hopefully there'll be many more. And the second piece of this plug is, one second, is to sign up for c3enet.org, because this is where you will find out all of the details about where those meetings are happening, and when you join as a member, you can put yourself on the member map and see who else is in your area and connect with other people. I heard from a few panelists, wouldn't it be great if we had one? And isn't it exciting that we do? Last year, it came up at the reception, actually, here at the post-symposium reception last year. How can we keep in touch? And so we didn't have a tool at that point, so we built one, and we launched it, as Jyoti mentioned, at the Clean Energy Ministerial last April in Delhi. And we have 200 members already, and after today, I hope we have many more. So last, I'm excited about the possibility for C3E of expanding the range of activities just like this to other regions of the country. And I don't know what that looks like. It probably involves partner organizations interested to host, kind of different versions of this, right? We are not the sum total of all the women in clean energy. There are a lot of other great women out there who I think would really enjoy something like this. So, let's be thinking how to make that happen. Now, we also want to find ways to expand support for C3E among other partner governments within the Clean Energy Ministerial. There are 23. It's notable that both Mexico and Finland at our last ministerial named their own C3E ambassadors, maybe as a starting step toward domestic programs for them that look a little bit, borrow from this, look a little bit like this. Our next ministerial will be held in Korea in May 2014, so I'll be able to keep you posted on developments that come out of that. So some of you remember Christina Johnson, who helped get C3E launched back in 2010 as a senior DOE official. She used to talk about C3E as a movement, and I don't think she was too far off. So a movement implies momentum, which I certainly feel coming out of today. It also implies an ability for people to not just participate, but to lead the way forward, each in our own ways. We have a great group of Stellar ambassadors. We have 2 Lifetime Achievement winners at this point, 12 Stellar mid-career awardees, and enthusiasm from Stellar people like all of you gathered here. And so with all of that support, the future of this initiative is indeed very bright. So 2 final notes. Don't forget to share your feedback when you get our post-symposium survey. We really do want to hear from you so we can make this even better next year. And please be thinking about who you'd like to nominate for a C3E award, and stay tuned for the opening of nominations this next spring. So thanks again to everyone who made this wonderful event possible. And this is everyone from the sound guys in the back, the caterers, the sponsors, the speakers, the poster presenters, the student lightning presenters, our ambassadors, just really everyone. And of course, the great production team at MIT Energy Initiative and my team at DOE. Sincerely, thank you. Now with that, I declare the C3E Symposium adjourned until next year, and I will see you at the reception. Thank you.